on? What is happening, YouTube? It's your boy King David. Let's go. Let's get it. How y'all doing, narc bullies? Let's talk about it for a minute. There's some water on my. It's just raining out here, so it is what it is. It just finished raining. So look, y'all. Let's talk about it for a second. I'm not gonna be on here long, but I felt like I needed to put this video out. Just you know what I'm saying, so we can have a good base and understanding as a collective here. I got to make sure the squad is up on game. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys. We're rounding out the last few numbers as far as the subscribers go, and we already got the watch hours. So let's continue to do what you're doing and just continue to watch the videos and commenting and sharing the videos like y'all are doing. Y'all doing a great job of the sharing, and you know what I'm saying, maybe step the game up a little bit more with the liking of the videos. I'm not saying that you guys aren't. I'm just saying maybe step the game up just a little bit more. Of you new subscribers out there that don't know how important it is, one on the timer that said that, extremely important to share the videos, but most importantly to like them. It helps spread us through the algorithm, which allows us to collect more narc bully sigmas so we can build the tribe out over here, build out the squad. We want to make sure that we're a huge force, so that way whenever I speak for you guys, I'm a voice for you guys. You guys are the channel, you guys are the squad. I'm just a squad leader speaking for you guys. I'm the sergeant, and we want to make sure that our words are being heard. So we want to make sure that the women out there are not just listening to the alphas, thinking that men are out here just like the alphas are, looking to be a codependent of a woman. There we go. And we're not. We're not trying to be any codependent of a woman. We're trying to be completely independent, like we are. You know what I'm saying? But let's talk about it for a second. Look, don't get it twisted. Women are taught and raised and will do as far as looking for a guy, for what that guy can do for them. And you subconsciously know this. That's why you strive so hard to get certain things done. That's why you try to make sure that you get your education right, you stay fit. Well, you want to stay fit for yourself as well. But, I'm saying, other things like, going to school, getting a good job, having a good credit score, making sure that the women that you're with that you're not very proud of, no one knows about it and no one will find out. Why would you do that other than, to make sure the women that you want, don't find out about the mistakes that you made that no one needs to know about or whatever, you have them bad drunk nights and you end up, they're not always the cutest or whatever. Guys don't care. We all understand that, so obviously you're doing that for the women, but we do everything for women. And when we want to make money and we try to make money, all we think about is taking care of the family, which, the family unit's going to be the children and the wife or the girlfriend that you have or whatever. That's all we think about. Well, all women think about is when they get paid or they're getting paid or working towards, getting their education is me. Well, I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to make sure that me's taken care of no matter what. And by default, if she has children already, then, they're going to be taken care of as well. But if you listen to her talk, she's not going to be talking about that child that much. It's mostly going to be about me. What can I do with my money and my money? It's always that way. It's about what you can do for them. It's never about them loving you for you. They're kind of trained and taught to be this way, look for a guy that can do whatever they can. But that don't mean that they can't be better as people and try to grow out of that or, read the room. But no, they kind of like dwell and kind of like want to sit there and they enjoy it. They love it. Want to sit around and just feel like it's a guy's job to do any and everything for them. And it's their only job to make sure that they don't feel like going and cheating. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the way it's supposed to be. And then you're sitting there the whole time, subconsciously, not even knowing it, but giving your energy away and also just kind of don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? These chicks, I'm not trying to say they're bad, but we subconsciously know they're only around for like one reason, man. It's something that they want out of you. It's something that they want out of you. And what I mean, whatever they want out of you, it's gonna be something for them. You know, they're not in it like, I love this man. And the minute that your job or whatever isn't right or situation comes up, one of the first things you think about is, how is this chick gonna react? It shouldn't be like that. Like, my dad never had to worry about that. Back in the day, man, like my mom, when she was here, man, my dad could be like, yeah, he's a construction worker, and be like, I'm gonna go ahead and be an entrepreneur. So we'll go from making whatever a foreman makes, doing construction in the 90s, which is pretty good, to whatever an entrepreneur makes. And everybody knows the first few years, we're not making that much, you know what I mean? Well, especially like back then up until social media came around. So, I mean, and my mom just rolled with them. It wasn't even a second thought. It wasn't, no complaints about nothing to nobody. You cannot do that in modern times. These women want you to run everything by them, and if they don't approve, as if they can understand your vision as a man from a woman's sight. You know what I'm saying? But they'll still like use other people like, well, such and such said, and I believe, and I don't care what you believe in. You don't know you don't build. So why would you see what I'm saying? You're listening to a woman tell you what you should and shouldn't do and what your vision is. And women don't build like that. They don't have vision like that. Most of the time they will build something, but it'll be something based off of what everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? They're not reinventing the wheel or starting nothing new most of the time. I'm just being real. So you being a guy, how do you think, things get done or things come about that nobody else thought of? These men are out here, thinking of it and not letting society tell them, oh, that's crazy or whatever, and getting it done. And most of the time, the people that are telling you not to do whatever is probably some woman in your ear. I don't know, that's gonna, and again, if she has a stable life, where you're making pretty good money, like, for example, use myself. When I was in a relationship and I was making really good money, over 100,000, this person was around and, enjoyed the money and was spending it up. But when you look back on it, you realize, oh, okay, they were spending the money up because they were collecting things, because by the time that they knew, the jig would be up and you would figure out that they're a douchebag that doesn't have a real personality. They have all these things that they've bought from your money, over time. So this woman, I'm thinking, how you want to spoil the woman that you're with or whatever, and you're letting them buy things. I'm not thinking that this is some kind of wicked entity that's over here just, I'm buying this and this and this and planning on, and some of the stuff she never wore or used because she planned on getting, longevity out of it, or probably giving it to somebody else, probably not, but getting longevity out of it after the relationship was over, never wore it. So she never really like put any bad energy into it or whatever, and can feel like it's something brand new, or pull it out the closet and brag to everybody about, because they're narcissists and all they care about is material stuff. And I'm thinking I'm allowing my chick to be spoiled or whatever. Man, this chick's over here just plotting on having a bunch of stuff so that when she gets to the next relationship, she can seem like she has all these things and she's bought those things. But man, this woman barely even had a job the entire 9.5 years we were together. Never had to maintain one. And the minute she had to, when I decided to go, I got fired in 2019. And I'm like, I'm just not meant to work for people, man. Like, I just get tired of people telling me what to do. I know more than the managers. I always do. And I end up saying something, pissing them off. They're always narcissists, so they'll talk and wait it out and put things in place to get me fired over time. I don't need to be around those kind of people. So I just need to work on my own. So, this chick who was probably cheating whenever I was at work, probably more than likely, also buying all kind of things with my money. When she hears I'm not going to go back to work and work like a slave, she's already implementing ways to get out. So in the end of 2019, and then she didn't want to go back to work, because she'd not been working for a while because I made so much money. And then she seen that the bills were getting tight, and she seen I wasn't going to go back to work. I was making money, with my businesses, but it wasn't the same as 100,000. She had to go back. She had to go to work, man. And that's when the problem started. That's when I got to see the real side of her. That's when I never seen this side of this person. But that's when I got to see the real side of her. She was just like her mother. She was, when you're in denial and a chick puts a mask on, I don't care what mask she puts on, they're going to always be like their mother, man. That's why my sisters, they don't have any problem with men because they're like my mom. I don't even care that my oldest sister, you know, when she gets rowdy sometimes, she'll take a swing at a dude or whatever. She's still like my mom, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's a good woman. Like, they're like their mothers, right? So if I knew that her mother was a really, really bad woman, which I knew she was, and then she's over here working really hard to try to make it seem like I'm nothing like my mother, I'm nothing. She's just like her mother, man. The minute the money wasn't where it wanted to be at, the other guy that she had lined up while she's already married to someone, she's already working on getting it lined up and moving into place. And then by 2021, she started sliding things in during arguments that she started like, I can't do this no longer, as if I'm not noticing what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? I would say things like, you know, you can't do what? Like this kind of food we're eating or the furniture. I was messing with her because I knew what she was doing. You know, like she was like setting the base and she was letting me kind of, she don't even know what she was doing, but she was kind of like subliminally and like subconsciously it was leaking out that she was making plans to leave. See, these people, they think, people make it seem these narcissists are so this and that. They're not very bright. And any person that's really, really wicked and has a whole lot of secrets, the stuff slips out every now and again. And when you're a person like me that catches patterns, and when you slip up one time, I'm like, ooh, caught you. What was that? What was that? You know what I'm saying? And they're thinking that, oh, he's goofy and he's clumsy and he's this and that and he's aloof. And yeah, you keep thinking that stuff. You keep thinking that stuff. See, you know, it's real easy to fool people, man. You know, and I'm not trying to fool anyone. I'm just being me. But I'm not trying to put on the front that I got it all together. And people are so quick to judge somebody that should be assumed to have it all together and looks really good. So you start making a bunch of assumptions. And when that person don't meet up to those assumptions, then you feel like you can tear them apart. Like, oh, he's goofy. Yeah. Oh, look, he's silly. You know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm silly like a fox. I'm silly like a fox. Okay? And then you sit and wonder, like, how is he always getting what he... I must not be that silly, right? But it appears to be, right? Oh, he's clumsy, he's aloof, he's antisocial, he stays home, he must not have any friends. I choose not to have any friends. There's a difference, okay? See, it's about perspective, and a lot of people don't want to see a happy, good person be successful. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see anything where anyone else is doing good other than themselves. And, you know, this caused a lot of problems, right? I was with a narcissist who should have been building with me, but instead looked at me as competition and looked at me as somebody that she felt like she needed to destroy. And to this day, still probably plotting and planning on finding ways to try to take me down, right? Didn't worry about it then, not worried about it now, okay? While she planned for over a year, she plotted and planned with her family for over a year. You know what I'm saying? I think, or close to a year. You know, definitely since Thanksgiving of, or November of 2021 on her exit strategy to get up out of there. And all that plotting and planning, I mean, I bet they planned on, they were gaslighting me online for a reason, to make me seem insane or something, or to drive me insane for a reason. I mean, I don't know what, they were trying to get some insurance claim problem. I don't know. I don't know what her plan was or whatever, but it didn't work because I could see right through everything that they were doing. Even though I was still going through heartbreak, God still kept my head like they're plotting on trying to make you seem crazy. So the only way to make sure that you don't seem crazy is to be sane in real life and taking care of all your bills, responsibilities, and speaking to people in real life perfectly normal. That when you get online and you're speaking however you're speaking, inventing, people can't try to conflate your online persona with your in-person reality and then try to make it seem like, oh, look what he's doing online. That doesn't mean nothing. What is he doing in real life? He's handling his business. Who's taking care of his kid? Oh, he is, by himself. After I left him in the dirt, after I left him homeless and I made sure I had to just check out another phone, her family, this is how you know it was planned out. My dad didn't want me there. Very obvious. I was staying in my truck most of the time. He wanted me out. He was trying to make sure I had plans on getting out. Her parents and her family were just ready to go, harassing me, talking to me like, hey, David, it's time to go back home. What are you talking about? It's over, you fool. Why are you calling on her behalf? That's what gets me about narcissists. They're so cowardly. They are always hiding behind somebody else. That's why when everybody be so scared of these people, I'm like, what is there to be scared of? Just think of a person that's very cowardly that will use the law and everything else like that against you. And that's it. They're so cowardly. The reason why they put themselves in such a bad situation, the minute the breakup happens, they run and smear your name and get as many people involved as they can. See, I didn't do that. See, that way when the dust settles, it's like, well, maybe both sides seem like good arguments, but it's just him. He never like colluded with anyone else and built up anything and then went at you by name and your face and your address and nothing of that nature. It was just him defending, and it's you and everybody in your family, to include your new booze. Like it kind of makes it's kind of hard to, make yourself seem like, and then you had somebody new right after and try to make it seem like, oh, he's crazy. That's why. Well, he's whatever you're trying to say he's saying online. Everybody gets online. You know what I mean? There's this dude online named Nino Brown, and he says anything. Obviously, he knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? In real life, the man's got his life together. You can't see, and that's what you can't do with law. You can't use the law to conflate your online persona with your, in-person real life, right? So if she tried to make what you tried to do, make it seem like I'm insane, everybody, how is that? He's out there on his own and you're living with your mother or a new boo. You're not even living on your own. You try to say that he's out there, you left him because you think he's a cheater too or whatever. How is that? The boy's celibate. He's got women, literally women, fine women, coming at him all the time and he's telling them no. Why would he do that if he wasn't celibate? You know what I'm saying? Like, so whatever she said, I'd have to go back at her. I didn't have to say anything. I didn't. I just blocked her on everything, and whatever she said or she posts online, or it don't matter. I never seen none of it. I don't even know what this woman looks like, because what happens is, you know what I'm saying, to sum it up, she felt like once I was no longer making 100,000, that she had these other options that had been waiting on her. Plus, she's super promiscuous and loves to, have sex. She made that very clear to me when we were together, you know what I'm saying? And she, I guess feels like she deserves to get it from whoever anytime she wants to get it. And I don't live like that, obviously. I'm making it very clear you can be attractive, handsome, you can be a pretty woman or whatever and not need to get around. Just because you have options doesn't mean you have to entertain them. And if the only people that entertain options like that are narcissistic people that need validation from others. So the only way I could prove myself to not be the narcissist in a situation is to be myself. And even though I would love to run to family members, and I didn't do none of that stuff, man. I never run to them and try to sway them against her. I told them I'm just happy to be by myself, and I'm just happy that it's over. I never did any of that stuff. Online, I never really went at her until she was doing so much, like still doing it to this day. But at the time, it was getting to me. Why are you going online and trying to smear my name on my social media, and I ain't got nothing to do with you, I ain't doing nothing to you. You got a whole new boo, you decided to leave the relationship. This is how you know that they're a narcissist. There is no empathy. There's just, I have to destroy him. I have to destroy him. For what reason? He's just trying to get away from you because you're a cheater. And you want somebody to live in this perpetuated, projected, horrible, traumatic, cycle of life that you don't want to get out of, that I can clearly see that you're in. I'm not even mad at you about it, just I want out. I can see it from a bird's eye view. I'm out the matrix. She's in the matrix. She don't see it. She's just like, what is this? I'm supposed to have multiple men and be able to dip into them when I feel like it. And when one, no, you're in a cycle and you don't see it. I do. I'm out, and this woman goes out of her way. Gang stalked me, man. I lived with my dad for a while. I was homeless, man. I'm looking for a place. While I'm looking for a place, this woman's calling me nonstop from blocked numbers, emailing me, making threats, threatening to tell my baby mother and the court system that, I moved and I didn't let them know prior to moving. Just doing, what do you do? It has nothing to do with her. Who talks like that? This is what they do. They have to keep you always in a traumatized state. So you're in fight or flight, so you're not thinking properly. Jig was up, man. I figured it out. It was done. It was over, right? But, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I'll make a part two. The point is, and I'm just saying, that once I no longer serve the purpose of $100,000 job, when I moved to my dad's house, I lied to her and I said, yeah, I got a job. I'm starting back working. The first thing in her mouth was, I begged you to go back to work. So I was a check. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool, bad. Anyway, all right. Anyway, y'all, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Remember, hit the like button, share. And I'll be back on here like I normally am at 8 o'clock, probably again at 12 or something like that. But just want to get on here with this quick early one. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Have a great day. Don't work too hard. It's Friday.